In today's lesson, we will learn how to apply Pythagorean theorem to solve triangles. We'll also take a few real life situations. Nirvan will help us solve the problems. Let us enjoy the journey of learning with Nirvan. Hi Nirvan, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good, very good. Nirvan, today we are going to solve some questions based on right angle triangle. And we are going to use Pythagorean theorem. So, are you familiar with Pythagorean theorem?
Yes.
Perfect. So, let me just share with you a whiteboard and then we'll begin solving some questions. Meanwhile, can you introduce yourself to our audience?
Hi, my name is Nirvan. I'm a grade 5 student, and now I'm going to learn about Pythagorean theorem.
Excellent, excellent. You've done great, Nirvan, so far. And now let's see how do we solve or some right angle triangles using Pythagorean theorem. So I'll share my screen, give you some basic concepts, right? So as I said, we'll be working on the Pythagorean theorem today. So Pythagorean theorem, which basically relates three sides of a right angle triangle. So if I have a right angle triangle, let me draw one. Then the side which is opposite to the right angle, 90 degrees, is called hypotenuse. It is the longest side. The other two sides are called the legs. Let's call them as leg 1 and leg 2, right? So in any triangle, if let us say the sides are A, B, and C, where C is the length of the hypotenuse, in that case, C square is equal to A square plus B square. Given A and B, we can find the value of C, and C will be square root of A square plus B square, right? All the sides are greater than 0, correct? All the sides are greater than 0. Well, sometimes we may have to find the smaller side, correct? So the same formula can be rearranged. So that is to say that if we work with c square equals to a square plus b square, and we want to find the smaller side, we can write a square is equals to c square minus b square. So always, longest side, hypotenuse, take away the smaller side. And then a will be square root of c square minus b square. Is that clear to you, right?
Yes.
Today's exercise will be without calculator. Is it clear to you?
Yes.
And I would like you to provide me with exact answers. So if something is in square root, leave it in square root or simplified form. Is that clear to you?
Yes.
So let's begin with some questions. Here is question number 1 for you. I will draw the triangle. You have to find the hypotenuse for this particular triangle. Assume that this is a right angle triangle. So whenever I make this, it means it is a right angle triangle. Let the sides be 3 and 4. Can you find the length of the hypotenuse x?
So always first.
You can annotate and write on my screen.
Okay.
Let's say the units are in meters.
Okay, so it's meters. So you start with the first step, x squared equals to 3 squared plus 4 squared.
Correct.
And you do that. And then with that, that's equal to 9 plus 16.
Perfect.
25.
Right.
So x equals to square root 25.
Right.
Which is 5.
Correct.
So x is 5 meters.
Right. Very good. Now, here is question number 2 for you. So this time, see, I'm drawing the right angle triangle in a different way, right? It could be any way, right? So here, this is the right angle. And let us say that the sides are 12 and 5. can you find the value of y, which is the hypotenuse in this case?
Okay. So y square is 12 square plus 5 square.
Correct?
Okay, 144 plus 25,
Correct?
which is so 169.
Right.
And then y would equal to square root of 169, which is 13.
Perfect.
So
That's great answer.
meters are what?
So I did not write any units. So, well, let me write meters here. Otherwise, you'll just write unit. Okay, no problems. That's great.
Okay.
Now, let's take up the next question. So this time, let me draw a right angle triangle in this fashion. And now what I will do is I'll not give you the hypotenuse. I mean, I'll give you the hypotenuse. Let's say hypotenuse is 10 for you, and one of the side is 8. Find the other side, which is P,
Okay, so
on this
you've got,
right angle triangle.
so now you've got to find the difference of squares. So this is
Yeah,
going to be different. So you can start right away. P square is 10 square minus
right.
8 square. 100 minus 64.
Perfect.
Oh, 70 equals 39, 36. So you're left with P equals to square root of 36,
Yeah,
which is 6.
excellent. So no problems in doing this. Now here is an application question for you. Let us say we have a ramp here, a long ramp, right? And in this ramp, one of the sides, which is for me, is, let's say, the longest side in this particular case is equal to 18. 18 will be a difficult number to work without calculator. So I will take a number here as 12. And if this side is 5, can you find the base B for this right angle triangle? All the units will be in meters.
Okay. So B is not the hypotenuse. So would you still do this difference or would you sum?
Difference because B is the smaller side.
Okay. So let me write it here. B. Oh. Okay.
You can write down here.
Okay. B square is 12 square minus 5 square.
Yep.
Which is 144 minus 25 equals to 139, 119. Yeah. Okay. So then B equals to square root 119. I think that's a prime number.
Yeah, so you can leave this, right?
Yes.
And those many meters, correct? So you get an answer in radicals, which is 119 meters. Perfect. Now let's get to slightly difficult questions. Here is question number 5 for you. So in the triangle which I am giving you now, one of the length is a radical. Let us say that the length is square root of 3 and one side is 6. Can you find the hypotenuse C for me?
Okay. So hypotenuse is C. C square is 6 square plus square root 3 square. So then when that goes, then it cancels with the square root. It'll just become 3.
Correct.
It's easier. But equals to 36 plus 3.
Correct.
39.
Perfect.
So C equals to square root 39.
Perfect. So that is absolutely right, right? So if I don't give you any unit, you may write just unit. So any unit of length. You get the idea? Is that clear to you?
Yes.
Okay. Now, here is the next question for you. And in this case, I am taking the length of the side as square root of 10 and square root of 6. Can you find me the hypotenuse?
Okay, what variable? Let's see.
Z.
Z, okay, Z square equals to 10 squared plus square root 6. So this is going to be 10 plus 6, 16.
Correct.
And Z equals to square root 16, which is 4.
Perfect. That's great job. Perfect. Perfect. Good. Units. Now, let's take a square. As you understand, square has all equal sides, right?
Yeah.
Also, in a square, we have right angles, correct? So if I have a square whose sides are, let us say, 4 each, in that case, what is the length of the diagonal?
Okay, so I see. Oh, that part. You can do the square too. So I only need to find that part of the triangle, right? The
Length of the diagonal, yes.
Okay, of the diagonal. So that's gonna be D.
Yeah,
The hypotenuse is D.
yeah.
D square is 4 square plus 4 square. Yeah. 4 square plus 4 square. Which is 16 plus 16. 32. D equals to 32. And you can simplify it more.
Yeah, you can. Simplify.
So you can multiply 16 times 2 is the best.
Very good. Very good.
16 times 2, and you're going to end up with 4 square root 2
Correct.
units.
Very good. Perfect job. So you see in a square, the length of the diagonal is square root 2 times length of each side. You get the idea?
Yes.
Now, let's do a general case. I'm again taking a square, and instead of writing a number, I'm writing just A. Each side is equal to A. In that case, tell me what should be the length of the diagonal D equals
Okay, let me think. We know anyways that D square
to.
equals to E square plus A square.
Yes.
But how do you know
A
it's
square
nothing?
plus A square is 2A square.
Okay, 2A square.
Now find D. No, I will just tell you. We'll square root it. So we'll square root 2A square, right?
Oh.
And square root of A square is A, right? So A will come outside and we get square root 2 units. Is that clear to you?
Oh, okay.
So for any length of a square, the diagonal will be square root times that length. Is that clear to you?
Yes.
Very good. Let's take up a rectangle now. Let's say we have an envelope whose dimensions are 9 centimeters by 6 centimeters. Find the length of the diagonal in this case.
Okay. So I'll say X.
Okay, good.
X square is 6 square plus 9 square.
Right?
36 plus 81 is, so 8 plus 3, 117.
Correct.
You can't go further.
Can you estimate this length?
Okay, so I know it's closest to 121.
Okay.
So it's 11 point something. I would say like 11 point.
So it is closest to 121 and 121 is higher, but the lower will be what?
100.
100. So what should it be equal to? So it is between 10 and 11, right?
Yeah.
So how much do you expect? It's
10
very
point,
close to 11.
like 10.7, 10.8,
Yeah, very good, right?
around that.
10.7 or 10.3, right?
Yeah.
So your estimate is 10 point, let's say 8, right?
Yeah.
Centimeters in this case. Very good job. Very good. Perfect. So now let's take the last question for you. Now, what we are doing here is we are taking a box. So I'm drawing a box for you.
Well, it's me this time.
Yeah. Gift box, correct?
Yes.
Now, in this box, let me just inside. I want to find the length from point A. Let's say this is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And let this be H, right? I want the length from A to D. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So find diagonal, the longest diagonal. So let me also give you the dimensions. Let's say that the dimensions here are this side is equal to 8, this side is equal to 4, and this length is equal to, let us say, 6.
Okay.
Find the longest diagonal. How will you find?
Longest diagonal. So the diagonal from D to A to D.
Yeah.
Would you have to figure out the triangle?
So first you do the base, A to C.
The
Right?
base.
So this is
Okay.
also right angle triangle because
Oh,
all the sides
yes.
are right angle. And then you work out the bigger triangle. Is it clear?
Yeah. So let me see.
Yeah.
So
First
what
find
is
A to C. So you may say A to C is X and let this
X,
be Y. So first
Y?
find X.
Okay, X. So this is a little confusing to see. X square is 8 square plus 4 square.
Correct.
4 plus 16, which is 18.
Okay. Leave it as such because when you want to solve for the other triangle, you square it. So the square root will vanish. Correct?
Oh, okay, yes.
Now find what is Y.
Oh, because you know that direction, then you know what that line is.
Yes, yes. So now you solve for the triangle ACD, right? Now you solve for the
Oh, and you know that side is 6. Okay, now I get it. So Y, let me write up here.
yeah. No,
Y,
go right there. I will not be able to see it, right? So
no.
right under this only, Y here itself.
Okay, Y is, so you can see we got square root, so 18 plus, and the other one is 6, right?
Correct.
So
6.
6 square.
Right.
So you'll end up with 80 plus 36, which is 116, and you finally,
Right on here. Right on here. 116, right? Now,
yeah,
Y square is 116. What is Y equals to?
square root.
Yeah, do.
So Y is square root 116.
Can you simplify this?
You can divide by 2 like always. I don't
Okay,
know what the
so
difference is.
factor 2 is not
Fac-
going to help. At least 4 you
Okay.
divide with, right?
Yeah, yeah, 4. Can I factor like at the
Yeah,
side?
yeah.
Like
Factor on this side. Yeah,
this
yeah.
side?
That is also
Okay, 116. When you get 2, so 50 is 158. 58. I don't know what else could come, so 2. Oh, let me go erase. Can you erase that for me? That Y. I just need Y equal to square root 116 right now.
Yeah, that's okay. No, no, we'll continue. You can
Okay.
write here. Don't worry. 2 times what?
Okay.
2 times
Uh,
29, right?
yes, 29 and then
So you get
29.
4 times 29 with it. 29
What?
is the prime number, right?
Yeah.
So what is y equals to?
Y equals to, so there's a 4, 2 square.
Yeah.
Okay, so y equals to, let me just write 2 square times, what's that, 29, right?
Yeah, 29.
So then y equals to, finally we got 2 square root 29.
Perfect. Perfect. So that is how you're going to solve it. Very good. So you actually took few examples, which were application questions also, and you nailed them. That's excellent, Nirvan. We'll end our class here. I'll stop sharing, and I'd like you to summarize what did you learn from today's lesson?
Today I learned a lot about the Pythagorean theorem, what to do with the two sides.
Yeah,
So first for x or y or whatever, if it's the hypotenuse that you don't know
yeah,
the side, then you have to do that variable square
yeah,
equals to the other numbers given to you,
yeah. Add
and
the
you
squares of the
add
other
those
two
squares
sides
too. But if it's in any other side, then you would have to subtract the squares.
because those sides are smaller than the hypotenuse. Correct. And in case of a square and a rectangle, what did you observe?
So for squares, a square also has right angles, right?
Yeah,
So like when you split it into, then there's gonna be two triangles. So you can also figure out, because a square, its two sides are the same.
correct.
Its sides are the same. So you know that two of those sides are the same and the other one is just x or y.
Yeah.
So
So the other one is length of the smaller sides times square root 2, right? So the diagonal length is square root 2 times the length of the sides, correct?
yes.
Perfect. So with this, we are going to end the class here. And in the next class, we'll take more word problems based on Pythagorean theorem. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye.
All the best.